what does the winner get? He's like, first place gets this amount, second place gets this amount, third place gets this amount. Everyone else gets nothing. And I was like, how many people are in it? And he looked at the paper and he was like, about 40 people have signed up for this thing. And I was like, hold on. I went back to my older cousin that took me and my little cousin to the place, and I was like, I want to sign up for the tournament. And she's like, what tournament? I was like, the thing is, I only have $20 on me, and I'm scared to waste my $20. And she's like, well, if you want to be in it, you got to give me your $10. And I was like, I started thinking, like, do I want to do that? And the thing is, these machines, they didn't use quarters. These machines use tokens. So you had to go to the token machine, put your $5 in there, and get tokens. And they didn't use quarters. So I was thinking, I was like, I want to play some other games. Maybe a game or two of air hockey that use 4 fucking tokens. And maybe some other games or whatever. But that'd be $5. And then $10 on this machine. Then $10 to join a tournament. Fuck, that's $15 gone. I only have $5 left. I don't want to spend all my money here. And she was like, fine, I'll give you the $10. But if you win, you got to give me the $10 back. And I was like, fine. She gave me $10. I ran to the dude and I was like, I think I want to be a part of it. And he was like, you think? He's like, you better make sure. He's like, you got about half hour to make your decision. And I was just standing there looking at people. A bunch of the other dudes was waiting online. Some of them was playing the Street Fighter games, and I was watching them play. One dude was doing, he was doing the damn thing. He was doing some shit. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I gave him my $10. I wrote down my name, and I just stood there waiting. And he was like, you ain't gotta stand here. He's like, we'll call everybody on the microphone. I was like, fine. I went back to the Champion Edition machine, and I watched other people play. And I was so excited because it's like I'm about to play in a huge arcade. I'm used to playing in front of 10, 15, 20 people in small stores, small convenience stores, small pizza shops, mom and pop shops, shit like that. I'm not used to playing somebody in front of, 100 people. It's an arcade full of people. It's a weekend. When this thing starts, everybody's going to be watching. I don't want to lose in front of everybody. And I started sweating a lot, man, just thinking, man, do I want to take my money back? Can I tell him I don't want to be in it and get my money back? And I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I went to one of the old Street Fighter machines that wasn't being used. It was World Warrior. And I went there and I played some Street Fighter, and some dude came up, put his quarter in, I busted his ass. Some other dude came up, put his token in, I busted his ass. I was using guile, beating people with guile. I wasn't even using kin. And I was beating people with guile. I'm like, I wasn't having any trouble. And I'm like, yo, I'm feeling myself. So some people were standing around watching me play. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do the guile freeze. So I did the guile freeze. And then I did the guile handcuff. And I walked away. And people went right into my spot. Was jumping around wondering what the fuck I did. They thought I walked away from a free game. But they didn't know I did that. They seen what I did, but they didn't understand. And I was just watching them from a distance, and I seen one dude jumping around until the clock went down. And he was standing there like, what the fuck? And everybody was standing there like, what the fuck he just do? And I'm like, ew, nobody around here know about that? Yo, I'm probably the best when it comes to Street Fighter in this area. Nobody knows about the... Boom. The tournament starts. The guy gets on the microphone saying he's going to start the tournament. He's going to call people up to play. First people he call up, they play their game. Just 2 niggas mashing. It's a regular match. It ain't nothing special. Call some other people up. Ain't nothing special. Calls me up. I start sweating a lot, man. Like, oh shit. And the thing is, you play on a regular Champion Edition machine, but they had a projector hooked up to it. And I was thinking, pay attention to the fucking screen in front of you. Don't look up at the projector. It don't matter. You playing here. Don't look up and try to play. But it's like, that's the first time I seen, it was like a movie experience. Like, damn, the game is shown on a huge ass screen. What the fuck? That's big to me. It was like, man, it gets no better than this right now. So I played my match and I beat the dude. And the way it worked was, it was weird because once you got in the tournament, it was no putting in tokens. Just in case any of you are wondering how do you do this, because that machine didn't require tokens. When the match started, they did something where they unscrewed the bottom of the where the joystick and the buttons were, and there's a button there that you press for free credits. They did that. So every time you walked up, you would press the button under the cabinet, under the joystick area, and you would press it, and you would get your credits. And each person went up, blah blah blah, played their matches. Then I went up, I played another match against some other dude. I beat him, and I only picked Ken. I wasn't even risking it. I'm in a tournament, and I'm trying to win that money. I finally get to one of the dudes that made it near the end, like as far as I did, and I lost against him. And I felt like shit. I'm like, oh my God, I lost. I can't believe this. I'm out of the tournament. The thing is, I didn't even know I wasn't out, but I thought I was. But for like half the tournament, it was single elimination or whatever. Then when it got to a certain amount of players, it was double elimination. So there was like a loser's bracket thing going on. So I lost. And I was just sitting there all fucked up, and I was ready to walk away. The guy could tell I was tight. He was like, "You still in it?" And I'm like, "I'm still in it." And he was like, "Yeah, you in the losers bracket. There's a side bracket for the losers, and it's you and 3 other guys. It was only like 4 people in that bracket." And I'm like, "All right." And I stood there I didn't even care that I was still in it. I was mad that I lost, because the dude that I lost to, he wasn't even that good. I remember him being like, all right, but I guess I felt the pressure, and I never played under that much pressure before. Because, yeah, you play for money. You kind of, playing for pressure. When I was hanging out with Scott, playing for money and hustling, it's like, yeah, there was a little pressure to win that money, but there was only other people in the arcade that was watching. There was only other people in the store watching. It wasn't like tons of people behind you watching you get your ass whooped or watching you beat somebody else's ass. So, whatever. I was just sitting there upset. Then I played my losers match, and the guy's like, if you play this and you lose, you out. You don't get anything. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to waste this $10 that I put in. And I was like, fuck. Pick Ken. I play this next dude, and I'm on my fucking Karate Kid shit, man. I'm starting to remember all the things that Rocky told me about baiting people and play your game. Don't play the game they want you to play. Don't play their game. Play your game. Be patient. Go for max damage punishes. Try to do a quadruple if you can. I'm like, alright, fine. I play this dude. It's like everything Rocky told me, it worked, man. I did a quick jab. The dude would jump in, and my jab recovered in time for me to hit him with a fucking dragon punch. And I'd do another jab, and this dude would react, and I'd jump in on him. And I wasn't even trying to quadruples yet, because I didn't want to fuck it up. So I was just sticking to my normal jump in, punch, jump in fierce, and then sweep, or jump in roundhouse and then sweep. Or I would jump in and do the regular 3-hit combos I always did. I would hit him with the fierce and then land and do a low forward into fireball, or jump in roundhouse into low forward, hurricane kick. Just simple 3-hit combos. I wasn't being too crazy with it. And I beat this dude easily. So I was still in it. Beat the next dude. And it was only 3 of us in the tournament left. 3 of us. It was just 3. So the dude announced on the microphone, no matter who loses, we're all getting something. And I was like, yes, we're all getting something. I was like, yes, I'm here now. But I still wanted to win. I still wanted to get that first place spot, man. Because, like I said before, I really, even though I like getting money from hustling, I never like losing just to get a potential dollar. Like, I never like losing just to hustle more people into playing me. I still wanted to win. So we playing. Boom! I get my ass waxed. Third place goes to me. This dude fucked me up. He used Ken as well. And everything I tried to do, he did not fall for. I tried to jab, and he just stood there solid. I tried to jump in at the right times, and my timing was off. And it's just, I got scared. I fell apart when that whole bait thing didn't work. I was jabbing, and he wasn't jumping, and he wasn't falling for it, and nothing. I'm like, it ain't working. It ain't fucking working. This nigga, I just fell apart and got my ass bodied. So I walk off, and the dude, he hands me $100 bill. He's like, "Here's your prize, $100." I'm like, "Oh shit, $100." I don't think I ever got 100. Like, I didn't even get $100 for Christmas. I didn't even get up to $100. Like, I would get $20 here, $5 here, $10 here for Christmas, but it never added up to a whole 100. I had $100 bill in my hand, and I was like, "Damn!" Plus, I had the money in my pocket. The fucking $20 that my mom gave me to go play these games and shit. And I'm like, yes. My little cousin's like, "Oh, you won, you won." I'm like, "I ain't win, but I won something." And he was all proud of me, and I felt good and whatever. And I went back to my older cousin, his mom. I went back to her, and I was like, here's $10. I gave her one of the tens that I got from the money my mom gave me. And she's like, "How much you win?" I was like, "I won $100. She's like, $100? I should have joined in," even though she didn't know nothing about games. And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yes." So we spent the rest of the day playing games, and I was feeling good about myself, man. I don't even think I stood to watch who else won, because it didn't matter, because I'm out now. And I heard the guy on the microphone say who the second place player, he got like 200, and the guy who came in first, he got 300. But I didn't even care, man. I played in the tournament, and I came in third place out of like 70 people, which isn't bad. The only thing I hated about it was sitting down watching other people play, because I just wanted to play my game, and you couldn't walk away and play other games on the machine because you didn't want to lose your turn. He would call your name a certain amount of times, and you would get disqualified or whatever. So I remember I got some nachos. I went to the food court, the food area, and I got some nachos with cheese because I love fucking nachos. And I was on cloud nine for the rest of I was probably on cloud nine for the rest of the month, man. I got some advice from Rocky. My game was improving. I understood how to psych people out. And I understood it don't work on everybody because it didn't work on that dude. And I was just like, man, I got a story to tell when I get back home. I got a story to tell, man. So for the rest of the day, we played some games. I was hanging out with my little cousin, then I went home. And boom, that's that. Now, I did not speak about the big fight that happened in the park when we went to Video Joe's this episode. I meant to do that, but I kind of lost myself in these stories. I'm going to get into that in the next episode. I'm trying to tell these stories in order of how things happen, because I remember all of this like it was yesterday. Some things are blurry, but if it's blurry, I won't tell it. I'm only telling things I remember specifically. But next episode when I do this, I'm going to get into that. The big fight that happened. But I'm going to end it on that note. I won a tournament. I was becoming that nigga in my area. People knew my name. I had my hustling. I had my little side hustle with Scott. Me and Scott was real close now. Like, I was always close with Scott, but I was closer to Walter. But now, me and Scott got an operation going on. He's finding out these new businesses that have Champion Edition that's getting crowds to come in and play. And he's all about his money. He's fucking hustling ass. He's all about that money. And we got our thing going on. So we became real tight. And of course we're going to become tight. He's making me money and I'm making him money. So I'm going to get into that. And some random things, because a lot of random things happen. A lot of things, like I said before, Champion Edition started really getting popular. And more niggas started coming into my area that I didn't see before. And everybody started leveling up. This game has been out for a little bit. People started understanding how to play it now, what to do. Certain strategies started becoming the thing that everybody was doing because everybody didn't have the same strategy. People were still doing their stupid stuff, their fucking their flow chart shit. But people started learning about how to play against certain people, what character they should pick against a certain other character. They started learning the matchups, stuff like that, and a lot of new characters started popping up, man. A lot of new faces that I became friends with, that I became enemies with, they started coming around. And a lot of weird shit started happening too. A lot of like niggas started doing a lot of dumb shit. A lot of police was being called now because places are getting too popular. Too many niggas is hanging out in one area, and too many niggas started doing stupid shit. So I'm gonna get into that next time, and I'm gonna get into the fight, that big fight at the park that went down. I'm gonna get into that next time. I forgot to get into that this time, but I kind of lost myself in these stories, like I said before. But I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.